Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel The Python Gurukul. Today we'll be talking about Vagrant. We'll start with very basic definition of Vagrant, then we'll be talking about a couple of the prerequisite, and Vagrant has prerequisite as a virtual box. We'll have a quick intro on a virtual box, and we'll be taking a look at how to install and do the management, but just for a kind of taking a look at purposes. And then once we are done with the prerequisite, we'll be going through Vagrant installation. Once we are done with installation, we'll be talking about how to initialize the Vagrant box. And once we are done with that, we'll start using the virtual machine. And at the end, once we are done, we'll destroy the virtual machine. That's the purpose of Vagrant. So let's take a look at these are the video already recorded. If any of the video is of your interest, please watch and let me know if you have any input. Coming back to the Vagrant. So Vagrant is a tool. It's a very powerful tool. It helps us to build and manage the virtual machine in just single workflow. You will take a look. With only a single command, we'll be able to have the virtual box ready to use. We'll have the virtual machine with operating system ready to use. So that's the power. What it does, it brings the workflow. And focus is on automation. How automatically we'll be able to set up, use the VM, and once we are done with that, we'll be able to just get rid of it. So we are not using and reserving any resources. And again, let's go back and explore the prerequisite. So Vagrant had the prerequisite. It uses any of the virtual box. In this example, we will be using VirtualBox and what it is. So it is a cross-platform virtualization application. It is built by Oracle, supported by Oracle. It is available for Intel and AMD processor. It works with all different operating system flavor, Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, or Oracle Solaris. Hence, it works for all the flavor. It extends the capability of our existing computer. So in my case, I'm using my laptop. We can use any of the machine. It just extend the capability. With the help of VirtualBox, it enables that we can use the machine as a host. And limitation is only the practical limitation of our resources like disk space and memory. Let's move on. From here we'll be installing. So we'll be using this link today. We'll be downloading very lightweight application and we'll be installing. As per our OS, we'll be using Windows host and it goes to you. Whatever OS you have, just install the same package. Once we are done with the VirtualBox installation, VirtualBox Manager will be installed as well. We'll be not using in our demo, but just to let you know that once we have the manager, we can take a look at the VM. In this example, we are looking at one of the virtual machine and we are just showcasing that what is the name, what operating system it is, how much memory it is using, what all the resources it has. We can see that it has the memory, storage, audio, networking, USB port, what else we needed. So now we are done with the prerequisite. Once we are done with the prerequisite, it's time to go with actual Vagrant installation, which is going to help us with the automation. And it is available on vagrant.com. We'll be going to the download links, and for us, we'll be going to the Windows and we'll go with the latest version, whatever we have here. So once we download, we'll be just going through the live installation today. And once we are done with the installation, we'll start the command prompt. And in the command prompt, only we have to say that Vagrant init and give the name of the box, which virtual machine we want to use. In this case, for simplification, I'm using Bionic 64. This is one of the Ubuntu box. And by just initializing, we have the Vagrant environment with the one of the virtual machine. As soon as we say up, now things will be bring up. So init just sets the configuration. Once we set up, things are available to use. And To start using will as it is the Ubuntu machine, it has the SSH, we'll be using the SSH, we'll be just saying that Vagrant SSH. This one will land to the Ubuntu OS itself. So from the Windows, with the help of Vagrant, we use the VirtualBox and we are able to create one Ubuntu box. So our Windows is working as a host. On top of the host, now we have the VM. And similarly, we can have as many VM we want. Only the limitation is our resources available on the laptop or desktop, whatever we are using. So with the SSH, we land to the VM and we'll start using as per our purpose. Once you are done with that, we'll just say log out, and the the automation said that we don't have to preserve. Once you are done, just destroy everything because it just needed one simple command to bring the machine. So there is no point reserving the resources or using the process, using the memory. So we'll be saying vagrant destroy, list the boxes, and give the name of the box to be removed. So we destroy the virtual machine. Now we are just removing the boxes which we have initialized. So let's change the gear and go back to um, the live demo. So I have already got the link and we are looking at the virtualbox.com download page, and from there we'll be saying that we want to download something for the Windows host. And as it is getting downloaded, very similarly, I'll go to the Vagrant and the link, the same page, Windows, and we'll be saying that we want to install the latest of the Vagrant. I'll say the install. So we can see that already we have downloaded, and let's go to the download folder, and from there I'll bring the download folder. Okay, we'll say so. Now we see that installer is here. We'll say the next, and we just don't want to change anything. Go to the default location. We'll be saying next, everything by default, and some warning messages. I just don't care about them, and I'm going to install. Say that it has been installed successfully. I'm just going to confirm that we got the 6138 has been installed, and we'll be saying finish. So as soon as we say finish, we got the box, and this is the manager which I was talking about. But as of now, we don't have any VM because we are yet to install the Vagrant, the magic, and then we'll have the VM here. So let's close this one for now. Go ahead and click on the installation, and we'll bring the here. So installer is up. We'll go ahead again. We'll be saying next. We want to accept the license agreement and say next. Again, I don't want to change anything. Just want to go to the by default location, and I'll pause. It has been installed successfully. We'll just say finish, and say that if we need to, we must start the computer, and I'll be saying not now. We'll say no. So I just got the command prompt, and from the command prompt, we are going to the same path where we install the Vagrant. And I'm going to go ahead and say that Vagrant initialize. We want to give the name of the box, and this time we are giving the path HashiCorp and Bionic 64. As soon as we say init, we got the really nice and beautiful message saying that it has been placed. We are now ready to use the Vagrant, and it is also giving the command what command to use. So we'll be just going and saying that Vagrant up, Vagrant up. And now we can see that the the virtual machine is coming up, and within a few seconds we should have the VM up. When we give the command vagrant up, and it is going to pick up the image from the box HASIC or Bionic 64, and from there we are just installing everything, and it is saying that now it has installed. The VM SSH address is something like this. We have the username vagrant and all the good information. So at this moment we have already initialized up, and the last command which will be saying that vagrant SSH. With this command we are going to land to the VM itself, and the SSH command, now we can see that the prompt has changed. If we take a look at couple of the line before, we were on our laptop command prompt. Now we can see that we were on our host command prompt. But now we have got the VM, we have SSH to VM, and now we are inside the VM. So this is the VM we have just created. Now we are inside the VM and we'll be running some commands. So let's go ahead, say that, and let's go ahead, try to play with some commands. So let's say, how about the host name of this VM? So we got the host name. How about some IP command? So IP config, maybe if config. Yeah. So we can see the IP of the virtual machine. Let's go ahead, say what version it is. We'll say uname minus a, and we can see that the virtual machine, whatever we have got, this is the particular VM. It is kind of 64-bit Ubuntu, and some info about the version. So let's see, take a look at maybe environment variable. So now we can see that we have virtual machine created inside the host. So with the only four command, one command we did initialization, another command we said that up, and the third command we said SSH, and we are inside the VM. So let's see what else we can do with this. So let's say I'm done with this one. I'll go ahead, or we'll say make directory, and we give the name test, and I'm done with this one. So we'll say log out, and once again we'll say login back to the VM, and as we logged in here, so once again, as I said, Vagrant SSH, I'm back to my VM, and let's do the ls command and see that the folder what I created last time before exiting from here, I said make directory test, and now I see that we have the test directory. We can see that we are preserving the state even we logged out, and now we are logged back. So this is the virtual box which we installed, and the manager is showcasing that we have got one VM. And from here we can come and take a look at what kind of VM it is, what is the name, what the version, how much memory it is using, what is the video memory it is occupying, and these all information here. So if we have more VM, we'll be having more of the VM like this. But all the purpose of Vagrant is that don't do the anything manually. We'll be able to control everything with the help of the Vagrant. So let's say we are done with this virtual machine and we don't want to keep this VM. So we'll say Vagrant destroy. Vagrant destroy, and it is destroying, but it is asking the permission. I'll say yes. Let me click here, say yes, and we should be able to get rid of this VM. So it say that we are forcing shutdown and we are destroying all the associated resources. Let's go back here and check that. Now we can see that in the VM box manager, the VM is not here anymore. There were few resources there, like maybe we have lots of box. So let's see if we have the box, and if we, maybe we'll get rid of those as well. So we'll say vagrant box and list. As we had only one box, HASIC or Bionic 64, Even we have destroyed and we don't want to keep this one and using some space. So let's say go ahead and we'll say that we want to vagrant box remove, and we want to just give the name of Hasikov, and we want to say that bionic 64. So with that said, we'll just get rid of the VM. So I want to highlight one more time the help of the Vagrant with the only four commands. One is initialize, up, and SSH. We were able to use the VM, and once we are done, by just saying that logout means all the way we used only four commands, we were able to create the VM, play with the VM, and get rid of the VM. So with only few commands, we are able to use the entire life cycle of the Vagrant virtual machine, and that is only possible if we are using Vagrant. So with that said, that's all I had for this video. If you like, please share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.